believe we are live. All right, everybody, welcome to my channel. Christopher David Lawson of NEPA, and my regular panel of guests here for shenanigans from the Scout Shed. Probably about 5 more minutes before we start talking about the topics. I see nobody watching right now, so usual.
We're popular.
I know they're not out riding motorcycle in Texas right now, so.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I don't know where it's safe to ride at this point. I'm going to have to move to Mexico when I retire if I'm going to ride year round, I guess.
I was going to say, believe it or not, I didn't even ride this weekend.
Yeah, we've had that little bit of snow every day. Not a lot, but just enough to be annoying.
Somebody's got their mic on.
Yeah. I hear noises.
Or rather, somebody's got the YouTube channel up and it's not muted.
Yeah.
I've got nothing on YouTube, to be honest.
Yeah, I closed out of it.
I got a problem here.
I've got it, but I've got it muted.
Yeah.
I'm trying. I cannot get it shut off.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there we go. I finally pulled YouTube up.
I'm not sure what I had going on there.
Uh-oh.
All right, there we go.
Can you hear me?
I hear you.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hello?
We got
Yeah,
Okay.
5 people watching.
still hear the background.
Dang, we got 7 thumbs up already. Hey, Jason.
Hey. We got 1 person watching or leaving comments and 6 people watching. Other than us.
So who is that?
It's my good friend Jay. We went to high school together.
No. I meant the sound still.
I closed
I
out
don't
of
get it,
YouTube once the link came up. Yeah, I don't either.
I hear other background noises, but
All quiet here.
My bird's not even chirping, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Old Spice hasn't chimed in yet for their money. So still waiting on that check from Old Spice. We haven't gotten that yet.
Yeah.
Send me
Yeah,
the
I
money.
heard that in the setup. I heard somebody old spicing on us.
Yeah.
Because I had to
Let's
check
say I
mine,
keep-
make sure mine was turned off.
That's been
Keep waiting for
my
that check.
that's been my phone text notification for like 10 years now.
Me too.
So really,
Shortly
Old
after it
Spice.
come out, I turned that on.
I was
There's
doing
Ozarks.
I was
Yeah,
on
Ozarks in
exercise.
the house. Mr. Moonshine himself.
Bri, watch out, Bri now.
There he is.
All right. I had to close clear out of YouTube.
All right. I still hear a little bit
I
of an
think I got
echo.
it.
Not too bad though. All right, what time is it? We got a couple minutes before we'll start the questions. If anybody wants to talk about anything other than that, I think we're probably good to go. There's 12 people in the. Wants to talk about anything other than that?
Echo.
All right,
Hello.
guys, it's me. It's time to
Uh-oh. And now he's gone. Technical difficulties. Let him get situated. Hey, there's Harley Moonrider. I haven't seen him in the comments, I don't think, in a while. Harley Moonrider.
Yeah.
Mr. McStash is here. Sinister Clutch.
Yeah.
The Ozarks. I think we're all here, obviously. Some of
I
us
can't
more than
type on
others.
the keyboard, so I'm typing on the phone too.
Yeah. Yeah. So what's new in everybody else's world before we get here in the start the questioning? Anything going on outside of the
Snow.
moto vlogging world? Snow.
My son just got married yesterday.
Oh,
Oh, there you go.
First or second time?
Second time.
Second time's always the charm. At least that's what I say right now.
Right? Yeah. For now it is.
Well, my wife's getting ready to leave, so I can hear the car alarm going off. But
My dad stopped after the third time.
yeah, my dad was working on his third time, but he died that time. So, hey,
Marriage will kill you.
I'm glad I'm on a headphone.
yeah, I got to keep her this time. I can tell she lets me get away with this stuff. So,
Right?
she leaves me alone to do it. Although I'm not allowed to go to Sturgis alone anymore. So, I don't know.
Oh, you didn't mess that one up. Huh?
Find some video.
She was watching everybody else's video. She saw that I was the only one behaving.
She's like, oh, he's blocked this out.
I was the only one not checking out the strippers. I was over here on my phone, like, yep, I'm not talking to them. I know I was going to get caught on camera if I did it. So,
Right?
I'm like, I say nothing's private anymore. So,
Nope.
somebody's watching somewhere.
See, that's the secret way. That's the way you do it. If you want to get like a picture or photo with another hot chick or some really scantily clad, say, hey, baby, get in there with them. I want to get a good picture of you both together, you know?
No, we wouldn't do that. That would not be good.
No.
No.
Let's say
brings
other
well.
than. Anyway, all right, let's get going on the questions. We got 12 people, I believe, watching. So pretty much all of us commenting, and Ozarks and Jason and Ride the Bikers here. Harley Moonrider was here. We'll see who else shows up. Anonymous will probably show up at some point. I don't know if he's in the snow belt down south, but we got our usual 6 questions that we do for the live stream. If you haven't watched before, I think pretty much everybody here has watched it before. But we always start clockwise. Today we'll start with Sinister Clutch. And first question is, what is something you must buy or collect on a motorcycle trip?
Well, it could be really different things. Sometimes it's a poker chip. Sometimes I might grab a shirt, or sometimes I like going to places to eat. So, like for example, if I go out to South Dakota, I got to go to Cheyenne Crossing to get that Indian taco, man. It's stuff like that. So I'll pick out, but that's just, I don't know if other people are like this, but anytime I go on a long distance trip, I'll try to find places to eat or ask around. Yeah. What's unique here? What do you recommend that you can't get anywhere else? And like, I can't get that Indian taco at I think it's called the Stage Stop Cafe in Cheyenne Crossing. It's the only thing there. But if you've been there and you haven't had it, dude, you're missing out. I've never been there and not got the steak and stopped there and got the Indian taco. But yeah, I'd say that either food, poker chip, or a t-shirt.
Yep. Okay, Throttle Fiend. I don't know if you've done any trips or not yet necessarily, but
Nothing real long yet. But like everybody else, I'll probably start collecting chips and possibly T-shirts. But like when I go anywhere else, I always try and bring something back. So I'm sure it'll be something, but most likely chips.
yeah. Mr. McStash has been everywhere pretty much. So I'm sure he's got a good collection.
Not real far west yet, but we're trying.
Yeah.
Actually, if it's me and the wife, I think it started back when we first got married, but those penny smash things where you put the penny in, set up top, you do the crank. We collect those everywhere we go. And then if we go by a dealership, I get the dealership pin.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just those little smash pennies. We got a whole bunch of them.
I don't see too many of those anymore. Used
They're
to always have
harder to
those.
find.
Yeah.
Hey, Bubba, is there anything you like to collect when you ride or travel?
I usually collect T-shirts or hoodies or something along that line. Always collect something, if there's something available.
Yeah.
A lot of the places I go are out of the way. They don't they don't have anything.
Yeah.
Dirt.
Yeah. Bring some
Dirt.
rocks home. Say, Toby.
Motorcycle rocks.
Yeah.
Throw it up in the air. If it drops and hits the ground, going on the ride.
Yeah.
Yo. Good stuff.
No, I'm kind of the same as I was reading there with stickers and stuff. But yeah, poker chips are mainly our thing. My wife and I, we try to swing in wherever we go and find the nearest dealership and snag a poker chip. Primarily because we used to do T-shirts, but that got real expensive real quick. So, but yeah. So was it somebody said a second ago? I think it said talk about guys in World War II. They used to collect dirt from different shores that they were landing on and stuff. I don't know if I really want that bragging right, but yeah, poker chips.
I'll tell you, you talk about that. There's a winery that's local, and their actual bar that you do the samples at has sand from different beaches all over the world.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
that's cool.
So they'll bring in, some places have the white sand or the black sand. They'll have all kinds of stuff, but it's pretty neat winery. But as far as collecting stuff, I learned the hard way coming back from Sturgis. You don't really want to collect too many T-shirts because you can only pack so much stuff in a bag on the way back. Being my first, yeah.
You got to get zip ties and zip tie 'em to everything.
I had no room left to zip tie it. I had so much,
guys.
We're
Really?
like 10 shirts.
Our very first Sturgis, when we did 2010 or 12, 10 I think it was, we ended up going overboard with the shirts and the merch and stuff. So we ended up like shipping a bunch of crap home. So thank God for that post office in town.
well, we had the blue ride. Bell's Rides had that blue ride where we were out in Sturgis. Well, she gave away a lot of, the Harley dealership had stuff they gave away, but she gave away some other stuff. And like Dirty D's ended up with like a big picture. He had that hanging off the back of his bike when we left Sturgis.
It was hilarious.
But I had like a couple. Actually, I got them out here. They're pretty nice. They're a collectible, like shot glass, stainless shot glass, and they're all numbered, limited edition. This is like 1990.
Nice.
Pretty cool.
Wow.
Not that I use them. I just play them.
We used to collect the state shot glasses in locations we'd go around to, stop at a travel stop or someplace and grab the shot glasses. And then our move from Italy back to here, we got the post and the movers were unpacking stuff and opened up one of the things that had the shot glasses, and like a third, we had, several, but like a third of them all were just smashed. It's like, son of a gun. Gotta love government movers.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I guess poker chips are still more of a Harley dealership thing. I know some of the Indian dealerships are starting to get them. If I can just get a poker chip instead, the chip's not going to fit in the bag. But if they can get the chip instead of a T-shirt, that's a lot easier than getting a T-shirt. If I go anywhere to visit, like when we had the West Virginia meetup a couple years ago, we went to the bridge there. And it's easier. Just get stickers from there. I'll bring postcards or something home for people. But I think
I wish Indian would do that. I mean, it's not because everybody goes out and gets their own. You can get them online now. I mean, you got yourself and some others actually have their own little poker chips for their channels. I mean, it's not like it's a patented thing, So it's a great thing to have. And if you got your target market there, it's something for them to buy a quick poker chip. And I say I've been there. My wife does that. She's got hers on her dresser, and she told me this the other day. She's got 2 stacks. One is of the ones that she's been sent or gifted. The others are the ones she's physically gone to. And so whenever we go to that place, she'll move it over the stack.
Yeah, it's nice though. The poker chips are nice because I have the display out here. But like my favorite one, the actual Indian factory had their own. So I bought a bunch of those and sent them out to people. But they're nice to have. They don't take up a lot of space, and it's not like a T-shirt. You can only wear a T-shirt for so many years, and then it's gone. But
it wore out. Mine never shrink.
Yeah, mine don't shrink. But like I said, like the stickers, I started doing stickers on the windshield of the bike too. That's kind of nice when you go to not necessarily bike places, but like if you go to like the touristy places around there, it's nice to have that on there. You know, I've got a couple Sturgis ones on mine and a couple from West Virginia. Hopefully when we go to Virginia for VAM, I know they're working on something. I don't know if that was a patch or a sticker or T-shirt design for the VAM, but we'll find out later on, I guess. We'll go to the second question. Something you've done on a motorcycle you thought you would never do. Sinister Clutch.
That's got to be the 1K in the day. So I did 1,034 miles in 16 and a half hours. I never thought I would do that. I thought I would fall asleep. But yeah. Now I want to do another one. And I probably will do another one this year. So Toby knows what I'm talking about. So yeah, I'll probably do it again this year. I know it seems like a lot more people are doing it. But other than that, I don't know. The other thing I really want to do is, which I can't do because all that's going on, is go to another country, which would be Canada or Mexico would be awesome. But that would be the next thing I didn't think I would want, that I would do on a motorcycle. So
yeah, the Throttle Fiend.
Haven't really, as you guys know, I haven't really taken too many long trips or anything like that. So nothing really jumps out just as of yet. Living so close to the Canadian border, that certainly would be nice if and when it ever opens up again. And I've got a goal to hit 10,000 miles by July, which I'll have had the lowrider for a year. And I'm at like 2,200 miles now. So there's going to be some long trips in there. And, you know, I don't want to do an iron butt to say I did it, but it would be something cool to do. So that's definitely on my list.
Okay. Mr. McStash.
Something I've done on a bike that I never thought I would do. To be honest, I asked the wife about this, and she reminded me of the time we rode through a tornado. 2 times we rode through tornadoes in 2 different separate situations. I mean, it wasn't like going down the road. We were going down the road, and instead of stopping, we just kept going. And later on, we found out, we should have stopped.
See, that'll make me have my, that'll make me get into the previous conversation we had pre-show. That'll, that pre-going live, that whole crap thing, that'll make me, that'll. Go ahead, man. I wasn't trying to cut your line of thought off. I was just saying.
Okay.
Hey, Bogey.
No, I missed on my thing. No, honestly, if I had to pick what I thought I would never do, when I first started hanging around these moto vlogging guys, a guy named Mothman 46 was playing this game called Motorcycle Picture Game, and it's actually on Instagram. Yeah. One person puts out a challenge, and then you do it. You take a picture of doing it, and you put out a different challenge. Well, when he was showing it to me, there was somebody in culverts, and they were in a stream, and they were, just all these off-the-wall things. I'm like, I would never do that with my bike. And then I got into the game and actually I was putting my bike in cornfields and places it shouldn't be and taking pictures of it, and actually tied for first place that year. But so that was something I never, put your bike in the edge of the water and take a picture. Really? Who's going to do that? I've done it a couple of times actually. So
Hey.
That's probably my thing.
Bubba Rides. Something you've done that you didn't think you do on a bike.
I never thought I would do 137 miles an hour on a motorcycle.
Holy.
But back in the 80s, I had a friend that had, I don't know if you guys remember the Honda CBX inline 6.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty fast. His was a little modified, and going over 130 miles an hour on a motorcycle is something I never thought I'd do. And I probably don't want to do it again.
Well,
but every once in a while, I live about 2.5 miles from work, and I can get 105 between work and home. So I get home pretty quick for lunch.
Yeah. Allegedly.
That's why I have my camera tilted up so you can't see my speedometer.
It was kilometers, kilometers, 105 kilometers. Toby, something you've done on a motorcycle you never thought you'd do.
I'd kind of go back to what Randy and Derek said, is that I sold my 12 cross country tour when we were in DC before going to Italy for the military, and ended up getting an 06 Victory Vegas while I was over there to keep the proficiency up, and had some good, it was almost everything was to and from work type riding, but riding overseas is a different experience entirely. So yeah, it was pretty cool. So was going down on the bike in Italy, but anyway, that's another story.
All right. Yeah. I don't know. Something I've done on a bike I never thought I would do. That's kind of a hard one. I pretty much go back to the Sturgis trip, since it's the real only major trip I've ever really been on. So probably crash on a motorcycle. I never thought I'd do that. I've done that a couple times. Luckily I wasn't hurt too bad, and the bike I had before wasn't hurt too bad. I rode it for another 6 years, but I guess riding through Chicago was probably something I never thought I would do, and
I've done that.
with any luck, I'll never do it again.
Me either.
I think next time I'm going north around the Lake Michigan.
Skyline Drive takes you up and over.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But can't really say anything other than the Sturgis trip, honestly. Going on a solo trip by myself, nobody with me. That's probably the big thing. Other than that, I don't think I've lived enough to say I've done anything really special yet. So, but all right, we'll go to the next one. Something odd that you have on your motorcycle when you ride.
That's a tough one.
Yeah.
Only thing it's not really odd anymore, but only thing I can think of is a GoPro, but
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I know some people put like stuffed animals and stuff on their bikes, but I don't do that. So maybe I need to come up with something.
Beard cream.
We're gonna have to get some odd now. Go this week, everybody. Go this week and get something odd.
Yeah.
There you go.
And mail it to Sinister so he can put it on his bike.
I have a pretty good idea what I do. I might do a short on that.
That's a tough one anymore. I've seen people carrying bicycles on their motorcycle. There's the one guy that I've seen on Sturgis videos. I've seen him out at Sturgis. He has like the deer antler and the horns and the fur everywhere, and
stripper pole.
Lord knows the stripper pole. Yeah. I seen that bike out there. There's
right.
I think they have a couple of them. The company's called Strip Club Shoppers. They've been around for like 10, 15 years. But I've seen them around here, and I've seen them on like Sturgis and other places. But they literally have a stripper pole welded to the back of their bike.
Mm-hmm.
So I haven't seen them actually ride with a stripper on the pole, but
well, that's because it's hard to grip the pole. There's some.
There's some lubrication on there.
I was about to say that must be hell in the corners.
Yeah.
Oh my!
Coming to FAM 21, strippers on the Dragon.
Goodness. Yeah.
Strippers on the back of the Dragon.
No, baby, you're supposed to lean the opposite way. Swing.
Be easier to do wheelies.
Oh Lord!
Be a little bit more tough than the burnout pit, though.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that'd work good. They're supposed to have the biker games down there. If you're going to have that, where you grab the weenie off the thing, just have the stripper on the back hanging on, grabbing the weenie.
She won't be reaching up.
there.
What happened? She grabbed the weenie.
That sounds like a video.
Say that happens. I'm not going to be
There's
driving
your
straight. It's
short.
going to be going like that. I think like the Stash would just say.
Jeez. All right, Throttle Fiend, something odd that you have on your motorcycle when you ride.
Nothing super crazy. I would say the one weirdest thing is I got a quad lock case when I first in mount when I first got my lowrider, and actually I'm sorry, when I got my Sportster, and then I swapped over to the lowrider and I put it on there, and I guess there's been issues, and the lowrider supposedly does bad things to phones, and so I haven't been riding with the phone on it when I ride, but I haven't taken the mount off, and I'm too cheap to buy the extra like $50, $60 dampening piece that they sell. So that, and if you watch some of my very first videos, I want to make sure I had enough cable. So I had like these 10-foot long USB-C cables that I plugged into the USB port on my Softail, and they're all wrapped around the handlebars. But other than that, nothing too weird just yet.
No. Okay, Mr. McStash, something weird you have on your bike when you're riding.
Right next to my toolbox in my saddlebags, I have flip-flops. Flip-flops are on my bike. Every time I'm riding my bike, there's a set of flip-flops in the saddlebag. That's, guaranteed.
Yeah. Hey, Bubba, something weird you have on your bike when you're riding.
Something weird. I don't have anything weird on my bike. I got Harley bags on a Yamaha. That's kind of weird. No, I really don't have anything other than, well, I'm weird. Got that on the bike, but nothing out of the ordinary, I don't think.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to start mailing people some stuff.
Need some weird stuff we can carry on our bike.
Right?
We'll have to come up with something in the chats on the side. We'll have something that's just a joke between the six of us. So when we show up the van, we'll all have it on there, and the people look like, oh, I've seen that before.
Is that a club? Are they a club?
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. We'll have patches and everything, me. Patches and something weird hanging off our bike. But okay, Toby, you have anything weird on your bike when you ride?
Yeah, like you said, me. That's about it. Not a lot.
No?
Huge conversation starter, I know, but no, not a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't think of anything weird that I really have on my bike besides myself when I ride. So, like Mr. McStash said, I used to carry a pair of Crocs with me in my saddlebag because a lot of times I'd go ride along the beach somewhere. It's nice to take your boots off and walk in the water, I guess. I like to collect beach glass too. So sometimes I have beach glass or rocks or something in my saddlebag. So
Like
other
a
than
Superman
that,
kid said there.
Yeah.
Superman kid said rubber duck. That's something to think about. I have to get myself a rubber duck.
Yeah.
Whenever I go on a long ride, if I'm going to be gone for a while, I have flip flops in my saddlebag because after 8 or 10 hours of riding with boots on, they got to come off.
Yeah. That's what my boots most of the time are waterproof, but they're not sandproof. Somehow the sand still gets in there. So it's kind of nice to take them off and go walk in the water a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I said, other than that, I can't think of anything weird. Cup holder, but that's become standard on a motorcycle anymore. Now they got
Maybe the
those cup
question is, what do
holders.
you put in your cup holder?
Yeah. Right now I got my bike keys. I couldn't get it started earlier, but hopefully I don't forget them in there. All right. Let me see. Question number 4. Okay. Have you been in a motorcycle accident? What happened and what did you learn from it? Sinister Clutch.
Yes. It happened last year. I was on my way to Arkansas, and I was going through Louisville, Kentucky, and I got rear-ended on the interstate. And it was it was dark, so I left at like 6 a.m. in the morning. And I was it was a situation where 2 lanes went down to 1 because there was construction. And I got over to the left lane, but there was a lady in front of me. And I was slowing down to let her go get in the other lane, which I shouldn't have done. And some dude came out of nowhere. And all I hear was, "Arr!" And I'm looking back and I'm like, this dude's going to hit me. So I made sure I didn't hit the brakes. Just let him hit me. And I just went shooting forward after he hit me towards a concrete wall. Jeez. And then I grabbed a hold of it and went towards the right and waited till that lady went by and then got off to the side. And so what happened was it just ended up, I didn't get hurt. I didn't have any pains or anything like that afterward. It dented my fender and messed up the light bar. And for whatever reason, I do not know how it didn't damage the saddlebags. But what I learned from it is just go. Just get out of the way. Yeah. Don't worry about anybody else. Even if I got to take the shoulder, just get out of the way. But at the time, it's like there was nobody in that lane. This dude was flying. I think he was half asleep because he got out of the car. He's like, "I'm awake now." And I'm like, "You
son of a."
And I was like, I was thinking the same thing. But I'm actually in the process of right now filming my install. I'm actually replacing that fender and the light bar and everything because I told the guys, like, don't worry about labor. I'll do it all myself. I want to anyway because it'd make a good video. And I just,
yep.
Yeah, I like working on my bike. So
yeah.
And I'm actually in the process of doing that now. So I just got the money from him. He sent it to me through PayPal, and I got all the parts and stuff because I feared it would take any painted part. They'll tell you up to 90 days to get, but somehow I got it in 30 days. I was shocked. So, but I was able to check out the fender, make sure it wasn't hitting the wheel or any damage to the frame. And I said, screw it. I'm not going to let this ruin my vacation. And I just went and had a hell of a time in Ozark. So that's pretty much it. But I hope I never get one. It scared the hell out of me. I don't recommend it. So, but that's pretty much it.
Okay. Throttle Fiend, we know you had the accident last year with the bike.
Yeah.
So.
Actually, well, it's going on almost 3 years now. 3 years now.
Okay.
But I will say this, Sinister, you're a YouTuber when you get into an accident and the first thought is, I can make content out of this.
Exactly.
Yeah, I've rehashed my accident. Unless any of you six want me to go through in excruciating detail what happened. Basically, my main takeaway from it was ride your own ride. I was a brand new rider. I got flustered. I got stupid, and just it'll never happen again. I'm not naive enough to believe that it can't happen again, but I'm gonna do everything in my power. And like Sinister, I got my head on a swivel. I won't ever let another driver goad me into anything else. So, like Sinister, I got my head on a swivel.
Bubba's got the echo again.
No, I just had to get rid of it again.
Yeah.
We're good.
We seriously got to make T-shirts for VAMM for that.
Yeah, right. Some people have to make T-shirts. Some T-shirts just come to people.
We are T-shirts.
Yeah. All right, Mr. McStash. Let me see. What was it again? I forgot. We talked so long. Have you ever been in a motorcycle accident? And what did you learn from it?
Yes, in 2007, I went down. They said, I don't remember the thing, but they said I was doing 25, 30 miles an hour at the most. Went down, no helmet, bounced my head off the blacktop, multi-strain in my left ear. Spent 4 days touch and go in the ICU. Come out of it, had to relearn had to learn how to ride a bicycle to actually get back to riding the motorcycle. The thing I took away from it is always, always, always put a helmet on your head. I'd have walked away from it. I'd have been fine if I'd had a helmet on. Low speed crash, no damage to the bike, just damage to me. So what I took away from it was always, 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 period, always put a helmet on.
Walking miracle, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, Bubba, have you ever had an accident? What did you learn from it?
And see, I had a 1971 Triumph Bonneville right before I got out of high school. And I was coming back home. I lived in West Virginia. I was coming back home and turned into my road just a little too hot, and there was some gravel there. Didn't see it. So bike went down. We both slid about 40 feet, but it was only like 30 miles an hour, and I did have a helmet on. But yeah, other than a whole bunch of dirt bike wrecks when I was younger, that's the only wreck I've had on a street bike.
Okay. Okay,
I don't
Toby.
want to do it again. I know that. I mean, just even at 30 miles an hour, skating your ass across the asphalt into the, over into the ditch, that'll teach you a lesson.
Okay, Toby.
Well, there's your sponsor. So, yeah, I've actually had 3. All were self-involved, like no other cars, but cars were the cause of them, so to speak.
Okay.
The 2 of them were over in Italy, actually, with that 06 Vegas. Moment for our
There he
first
is.
sponsor.
It's
Superman Kid
$5 each time, right?
Checks in the mail.
Superman Kid mentioned earlier in his talking about he fell off in a roundabout, and that's where the first one actually happened. Was a car went into the roundabout. I don't know if anybody's ever seen those or messed with those at all. The roundabouts, they're you got to be careful with them. No stoplights, no nothing. It's just kind of like a cog in a machine that just keeps going. So they were approaching. They were in the roundabout. I was supposed to yield. They had their blinker on like they were going to exit the roundabout, but kept going straight continued on the circle. And so I had to suddenly stop. Otherwise, I would have T-boned them, and bike fishtailed and threw me off of it. And it broke the clutch, the shift, the foot shifter, the foot shift peg. So I had to replace that. The other time was I was riding going over a bridge in Italy, and it was, 15 degrees. So went over the bridge, and bridge ices before road is a very true statement. So I was going up over the bridge, and I was doing actually fine, but somebody down the hill ahead of me in some little 2-door coupe thing had gone off the side of the road and was off in the runoff or whatever it is. And so I didn't hit my brakes because I learned that the first time, but I did kind of like let off the throttle. And of course the bike is going to start slowing down on its own, but no traction. So it went out from under me entirely and just kind of nothing bad. It was just a slow movement, but it went down on ice and just slid about 30 feet in front of me. The wide awake part was when I turned around and got up, there was a car like headlights right in front of my face almost because they were trying to avoid hitting me. And then the third one was in a poker on a charity ride, awareness ride for sexual assault. We were here in Elizabethtown and heading back to post, and we were, probably 6 bikes, not even from a stoplight, and the light went yellow, and the lead guy slammed on his brakes. And so everybody else hit on their brakes. And, I was expecting to go through because that's, usual protocol. What I'm used to is when you're that close, you go on through the light with the line. And my brakes locked up, fishtailed me, and threw me off. So what did I learn? I'm either going to lead a ride or not. No, I'm kidding. No, it just, all 3 events just, further enforce the rules of, braking, gently braking versus, panic squeezing panic squeezing or pressing the brakes too much. Also taught, maintaining. Somebody taught this earlier or in a previous live stream or something about maintaining power to the clutch. Power to the you whether you brake, whether you take off throttle, or whether you squeeze that clutch handle, whatever. It takes away power from the wheel, and you don't want to do that, obviously.
Let's say, well, I had one accident probably about 10 years ago. It was, thank you, Old Spice. I had one accident about 10 years ago. It was like 30, 35 miles an hour. I was actually going to have lunch with my wife on a Friday ride. She was at work in downtown Erie at the time, and I was going down one of the side streets. It's like a one-way street, but it has a lot of like cars parked on both sides. So I was coming to an intersection. I didn't have to stop, but the car at the other intersection had to stop. And actually, they started pulling out as I was going through, and I panicked, hit my brake too hard, actually went Superman over top of the bike and skidded through the intersection. Probably the biggest thing I learned from that was, one, I didn't have my motorcycle license at that time, nor did I have my permit. I had actually been riding for about 7 years with just my regular driver's license, no motorcycle training or anything. I just got on a bike and went out and did it. I was lucky I didn't get any kind of ticket or anything like that. Fortunately, the police officer that actually came to the scene was a motorcycle rider, and nobody got a ticket. Obviously, he could have easily ticketed me because I didn't have my license. But he told me, just go take the test. Even if you ride with just a permit, Pennsylvania, you could ride with a permit year round and just keep renewing your permit. You actually don't even have to have your license necessarily. But I went and took the rider course, and the rider course was the biggest thing that I learned. There's always this myth that, if you're going to get in an accident, lay your bike down and slide. Well, you actually lose control of your bike if you have the time to think about that and lay your bike down. There was someone in Erie that got killed doing that about 3 or 4 years ago. A semi had actually pulled out in front of him. And this is actually a really bad section. It's 12th Street in downtown Erie. It's a 4-lane road that goes through town, and it's a big area for trucking. And this guy actually laid his bike down and slid right underneath the truck, and the truck rolled right over the top of him.
Oh, my gosh.
But that's one of the things a lot of people think, you just lay your bike down and then you slide and you don't impact as hard. Well, once you're down on the ground, you don't have any control anymore. You're just sliding. But the biggest thing I learned is, luckily I had crash bars on my bike because it didn't do much damage to the bike. Even though the bike actually flipped a couple times, I was actually able to ride it home. Going and getting the training course, I learned quite a bit after that, because I would have never gotten it. I would have just taken the test and probably just rode. But you learn a lot from the rider's test. I had a sleeveless T-shirt on. I had shoes that were below my ankle, actually just like slip-on shoes with low socks. Going home to take a shower after that accident and picking rocks out of my skin. Yeah, I won't wear anything below my ankle again. I always try to wear I still wear short sleeve. But sleeveless shirt was not good because I had rocks all the way up the side of my arms on both sides. I was fortunate. I had a helmet on. I had a half helmet on. But I actually landed with my helmet hitting my arm like this. I literally did the Superman over top of the handlebars. But
so has anybody, the accidents you've been in, or maybe even ones you've been in close calls and seen, have you ever looked back mentally and said, I could have done this or done that and totally missed it entirely? Or because for the last one that I was in, where the leader of the bike group hit the brakes, I look back and I'm like, you know what? From now on, I'm going to make it a mental point to look way ahead when I see congestion coming, because now that I think about it, I really could have just not even hit the brakes and just shifted over to the left and gone right on by everybody and had more to at least give myself other options. So
yeah. That's something that the training course here actually offered. The trainer would actually stand there and she'd last minute, exit on this side or exit, and you had to determine at the last minute which way to go around it to protect yourself, because you had to have that last minute thought, okay, car in front of me stops. I know I can't stop on a bike as fast as a car can. So you either have to keep an escape route, they call it.
Yeah.
Right.
Either to the left or the right. Don't ride directly behind the car, actually ride to either one side or the other so you can actually see what's going on. But hopefully never get in an accident again, but you never know. If you ride long enough, it's bound to happen again. You can't always control what happens. You can only control what you do. I've been in quite a few group rides. I have a tendency to stay back away further than I know. A lot of people like to ride the tight formations. I don't like to do that. I don't like to be that tight in there. I don't care if you're on a straight road, or I know there's been times I rode with my friends in the past, whoever's leading at the last minute, oh, we're supposed to turn this way. Well, then, fortunately I kept going straight, but the friend behind me, he locked up his brakes and skidded right past me. Had I tried to turn like my friend in front of me did, he would have T-boned me.
Wow.
So, but that's what I say. I always try to keep some kind of distance between me and the other bikes, and it's one of those things that drives me nuts if I got a car on my butt too. No matter how many times you try to speed up and get away from them, they just speed up too. So giving them the finger doesn't always work either, because sometimes they do it even more. So that doesn't work. And you never know what kind of fruitcake you're going to have behind you. It might just piss them off, and they may try to hit you for real. So gotta protect yourself when you're on 2 or 3 wheels, because whoever's in the car is going to survive and you might not. So, but enough of that fun, gloomy talk. Question number 5, favorite bike you've come across at a bike night, neighbor, family history, etc.
Well, I would have to say at a museum. I don't know if you're familiar of the Wheels Through Time Museum in Maggie Valley, North Carolina. Has anybody heard of that?
Yeah.
What's it called?
Yeah.
Wheels Through Time.
Wheels Through Time. They have a YouTube channel.
Oh, okay.
I went there, I guess it was probably a couple of years ago, and they had a very rare bike there called a Traub, which there was never a Traub motorcycle company. They found the motorcycle behind a brick wall in Chicago, and it was a 1916 Traub, and it had a V-twin engine in it from 1916. So I just thought that was cool. It was kind of like ahead of its time. If you look it up on YouTube when you get a chance, there's a guy that's actually the guy who actually started it when I was there, did a video explaining it. But when was it that Harley came out with the V-twin? 1999 or something like that. But this V-twin came out in 1916, and it was just, nobody knows anything about it. It's kind of like the rarest motorcycle in the world. But I would say that's probably the coolest bike I've ever seen. Just, it's a mystery. Nobody has any information on it, and they can't find any information on it. And I just thought it was cool, how it was found and the fact that it had a V-twin engine on it in 1916. So, yeah. But that's pretty much it.
Yeah, the owner of that just passed away last 2 weeks, I think. The Wheels Through Time.
Really?
Yeah, I think. Yeah. I just heard about that. Somebody mentioned it in the comments again too. But
yeah, Bluegrass Rider was just saying that.
Yeah. But hey, Throttle Fiend, your question.
Excuse me. Coolest bike I've ever seen in person. You'll appreciate this, CDL. I went to my first bike night ever, and I saw a 39 Indian that was set up as a military replica. Foot clutch, hand shift with a left-handed throttle that you rolled forward on instead of back. It's on my Instagram if you want to check it out. I posted it on July 24th, 2019. It was one of the first posts I ever made on Instagram. But My favorite bike that I've ever seen. There's a gentleman on Instagram called Bulletproof Welder. He's got a Harley and he's got the FXR T fairing, and it's done up in the club style. And I believe he's like works on the seas and stuff like that. And me being a scuba diver, or at least certified scuba diver, and been in the water and longer than I care to admit, but he's got like all aquatic life paint job and all that on it. It's an absolutely gorgeous bike. Every time I see it, he's done so much machine work with it. It's an absolutely phenomenal bike, but I'd love to hopefully see it in person someday.
Yeah.
What was his name again?
Bulletproof Welder.
I have to look him up. I think I may already subscribe, but I'll look him up.
Hey, Mr. McStash.
I used to go to a bike night up on the north side of Columbus. And there was these two guys. They wasn't riders. They were bike nighters. The one had a Boss Hoss, and he hollowed the tanks out and put in Sneaky Pete nitrous in there. And I'm like, why would you do that? And he said, "'Cause I can't." Well, the other guy who had the Triumph Rocket went and done the same thing. And I'm like, seriously? And he's like, what? I don't want those bikes. I would have to see what, yeah, I would try it. No. No, the one bike, when I was a kid, my dad had picked up a Moto Guzzi that had a sidecar off a sheriff that was using it for police escort, which is probably why I still do police escort. But it was so cool because it was a Moto Guzzi, which is an Italian-made bike. Nobody had one of those. We even had to find somebody special to actually work on it. And it had a sidecar. And, of course, we didn't know nothing about sidecars. We knew about motorcycle riding. We took out the first ride, and I'm up in the air screaming, "Man, what are you doing?" But I think just part of it was the history, because he bought it as a basket case, and we put it back together. And then, learning the ins and outs of sidecar riding, because that's a whole different world from motorcycle riding. I think that just made a huge impression on me. So if I could go back, that would be it. It was early 70s model Moto Guzzi. Wait, I got pictures of it somewhere, so that'll end up on my Instagram. So what's going on here?
Hey, Bubba Rides.
I think the most impressed I was at a bike show with a bike would have been a Boss Hoss, the first one I ever seen, and those things are awesome. The guy actually let me throw my leg across it. I tried to lift it up. It was pretty freaking heavy, but yeah, those things. There's something else. When he left there that night, on dry pavement, he just rolled on the throttle and a little bit and smoked the tire and got sideways. It's like, that's what I need. And yeah, those things really impress me.
You can go 150 miles an hour.
Yeah. Yeah.
200.
Well, as far as I know, there's no top end on them.
I think those things are you just let off the clutch and they'll probably do the speed limit,
Yeah, exactly.
You probably don't even have to. You probably just let go of the clutch and just sit back. I don't know how they corner, but I know they probably go pretty quick in a straight line.
They're pretty impressive.
I'd say I'd hate to drop one of those. You're not picking it back up without a lift. No.
Or everybody at the intersection where you dropped it, you got to give them out their cards. Hey, come and help me.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Toby, favorite bike you've come across or from your history of riding?
So when I went to is the Boss Hoss, is that the one with like the V8 engine stuck between your leg?
Yeah, it's the Chevy 350 or whatever.
Well, they have LSs in them now.
Yeah.
What's that?
They have LSs in them now.
Oh my God. Yeah, that'd be the one for me, because when I went to Sturgis 2010, I'd only been riding for like 2 years. I had a 08 Yamaha 1700, and I got to share pictures on it. I'll share pictures later. I saw a dude had I thought it was a big dog. That might have been the choppers also, the big dog choppers. But it was a 12 or V8 or whatever it was. And I was like, I'd never seen that before. But this dude had the bike set up like a Green Bay Packer theme. And it was like the headlight had the Green Bay Packer helmet on it, I think it was. I'll show y'all pictures later or something. But yeah, that was, that's what amazes me about the biking world, just like cars, but fabrication and everything. I mean, there's so much innovation, there's so much creativity. You're limited to what you can do as far as like, your Harley, your Indian, whatever, radio, wheels, tires, all that kind of stuff. But when it comes to themes and imagination and what you can weld to the damn things, it blows my mind every time I see something new.
Yeah, it's such a hard choice when it comes to bikes because there's so many different styles. And I mean, like I've said in the past, one of my favorite bikes has always been that CBX 1100 or 1000, depending on the year. I've always liked the looks of that inline six, parallel six cylinder. There's something about that bike coming down the road with an engine that's like this wide, They weren't necessarily the fastest bike, but I've only seen one in person my whole life at a bike night. Real beautiful. The guy had it all original. It was probably like 79 or 80, one of the first years. As far as like motorcycle museums, I actually haven't been to just a motorcycle museum. I went to the Studebaker Museum it's in Indiana, and they actually had a display of Harleys mixed in with the Studebakers. And I've always liked the old mechanic ones. They were like the trike. They had like the big toolbox thing in the back. I don't know. I think I like older bikes better than newer bikes still. It's hard to say. I mean, I grew up, I had uncles that used to tear their motorcycles apart and rebuild them every year. They always had something special. I mean, they didn't have like these OCC weld all this shit on them, but they were just plain bikes. They might have had some custom paint on them. Just, I don't know. For me, it's a hard question to answer. I mean,
yeah.
As far as newer bikes, I like that new Chief that just came out. I know there's a lot of people hating on that bike, but I really like that. I haven't been able to see one in person yet, but from what I'm seeing, that's probably would be my next bike if I was going to buy one right now.
You should probably take your bike and your checkbook whenever you go to look at one, because you'll probably want to come home with it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I like the new Chief. I know a lot of people were pissed off that like the traditional Chief that they're replacing, but it's something that India needed. They didn't have that midsize. I think, as far as I'm concerned, they're trying to bring more of the Harley people over to Indian. That's really the big thing with that. They got rid of the Dynas. Harley got rid of Dynas, and it pissed a lot of people off. And I'm saying the Chief kind of fills that line as far as Indian's concerned, because they really didn't have anything in between. So, but anywho, Ford Museum has Michigan. Huh. Yeah, I'm not trading in my Scout just yet. I'd have to find a way to keep both of them, I think. If I was going to get the Chief too, but I don't have that money right now. I got to finish paying for the modifications on this one. Still got plenty left to do. But we're at the last question. Have you considered owning a second bike, and what would it be?
Yeah. I had two options. I thought about going the Sportster route because there's a 72 model that I've always liked. Just because it has that 70s chopper look. I just think it's just a cool looking bike, and obviously you couldn't go very far in it because it's got one of those peanut tanks, like a little over 2 gallons. But it's just a cool looking bike. That's really the reason I've always liked it, and I think it's one of those bikes that a lot of people are going to grab up, kind of like a lot of people are grabbing up the V-Rod. First they liked it, but then it started coming around. It started looking a lot better to them. Evolution motor. They both have Evolution motor, actually. That 72 has an Evo motor on it, 1200. And again, like I said, it was always a cool looking bike. The other option was to go the adventure touring route. So I've been looking at a Suzuki V-Strom and also a Triumph Tiger. Probably something on the small end like a 650 with the V-Strom, or something like 800, 900 with the Tiger, just because it's just a whole different ball game, just because where I'm living at, and then I'm not that far, go to North Carolina, go to Tennessee. Those areas are big with adventure touring, especially down where Cherahalla Skyway is. The first time I went down there, tons of people on adventure touring bikes all over the place. So there's tons of places to go to do that. I just think it'd be something else I could do, because obviously I've taken my bike on gravel roads, but there's some places like some of these forest roads that I would not take my bike. And it'd just be nice to get something to use, to play around with, not be afraid to drop it, and just have fun with it. But that's pretty much it.
Throttle Fiend.
I'm of two minds on this. Part of me wants to get a touring style bike. I'm assuming that this is a money is no object type thing, because I'm definitely I'd love a road glide, but I'm definitely not in road glide territory right now. That I really don't want to get rid of the lowrider. I love it too much. But like Sinister said, I'd like to consider an ADV bike. Honestly, I did that video on best beginner. I had that series of best beginner bikes, and I did the video on the ADV bikes. That KTM 390 Adventure is really speaking to me. For $6,200, it's just got, all kinds of gadgets, gizmos, and features that you just don't see on bikes that are, until you get to like twice the price or more. I know that KTM's hasn't always had the greatest reliability, but it's a thumper engine, so it can't be too complicated, or at least I like to think so. If money truly were no object, I would say either a road glide, or I'd like to seriously consider an Africa Twin. As I've said before many times, arthritis in my wrists and hands, so having an adventure bike with the DCT transmission would be very helpful. That, and obviously the Pan America, they're doing the virtual launch tomorrow, so I'm very excited to hear about that. But that's going to be a little bit off. My wallet's not ready for that kind of heat just yet.
All right, Mr. McStash.
Well, I kind of have a second bike because the wife has the trike. But if I was to get one for me, money no object. Let's see. I'm not allowed to have a street bike, leaner bike. I'm not allowed to have one of those. And I'm not allowed to have an adventure touring bike, because you can't give me a bike and say you can go anywhere with this, because, yeah, I would see what anywhere. I would have to find the definition of anywhere. I would probably want to get a Ural. One of those Urals. We were just talking about them in the side chat. The sidecar with the 3-wheel drive. For some reason that just seems really cool, because that's like, I think they're $750, but you got to disconnect the third wheel to drive it on the freeway. But it is made for all terrain. It is you can pretty much go anywhere, have all kind of fun with it. Made for snow riding. It's like an all-around bike, but it's big enough you can take it anywhere, but small enough that you are limited on what you can get away with, I guess.
Right.
So I think that might be a safe bet for me.
Yeah. Okay, Bubba, if you could have another bike, what would it be?
Well, I've got a second bike. I've already got 3, so
fourth bike.
I was actually working on my Goldwing this morning. I got a 75 Goldwing. I've told you guys about it. It's set up for street or dirt or any place you want to take it. But my third bike is a 76 Sportster, and it's in pieces right now, so can't count that. But what I would like to have, and I've been looking for, I'd like to have a really clean Dyna with an Evo motor, somewhere 99 back. And I've been looking for one, but I just can't find the one I want. It's got to be clean. I don't want to have to do anything to it but polish it. and ride it. And
Yeah.
but yeah, that's what I'd really like to have. And if money was no object, I might get 2 of them. So, I mean, I like them that well.
Yeah. That's I always liked the Dynas. I thought that was a mistake when Harley quit making them because
Yeah,
there's so much you could do with them.
yeah, exactly. They look. I just like the looks of them.
All right, Toby.
Yeah, I would do a second bike, no doubt. It's something I've thought about, and it won't be obviously trading in my bike at all, but that would of course negate the second bike, right? I would prefer probably like a not necessarily a bobber, but just like a bar hopping bike type thing. Whether it's I really did. I used to like when I had a Victory. I really did like the Victory came out with the oh my gosh, what was that called? It was kind of their, I don't know. I'd say their competition with the Road King or the Fat Boy, where they had the ape hangers on it and saddlebags by itself. I cannot remember the life of me what it was called now, but it might have been a hardball or something. But anyway, yeah, a bar bike type deal that like in town would be cool. Would mind. What's that?
Was it a Victory you were talking about?
Yeah, I just can't remember the name.
That's right. Highball.
Highball. That's what it was. Yeah. Yeah, I like the lines and the look of that bike. But yeah, I wouldn't mind like test riding and getting to knowing like the Triumphs also. One of these days, I wouldn't mind trying to see how realistic an arc bike is because Keanu's doing some pretty badass stuff with those things.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing a lot, but I think they're pretty expensive too.
Yeah.
That's the thing. But, I kind of talked about it already. I like that new Chief that they're coming out with. Technically, I already have 2 bikes. I actually have an 83 Suzuki automatic bike. I've had it now for 11 years, 12 years. It's been torn apart for a while. So, but that's yard art right now. Before the Chief came out, I probably would have liked to get a Challenger or something like that, like a little bit more room touring. I know I built my bike up for touring, but still not really a touring bike with 3.3 gallons gas, so no real cruise on it yet. But that's about it for me. I guess just a Challenger or Chief. I can't think of anything else I'd really want, unless I was going to start getting like museum piece bikes that I could just take to like bike nights and stuff, which I don't really go to anymore with COVID.
Rona.
Yeah, no Rona bike nights for a while. Maybe this summer we might get lucky and have some freedom again, but I don't know. That's it for the 6 questions. I guess the only thing left really is VAM 21 and the world record poker run. If everybody on here should know about those 2 things right now. That's the 2 big things in the motovlogger world, riding world right now. So I don't know too much more information about either of them myself. Been too busy working. I'm at 60 hours a week, so I don't spend as much time on the internet as I'd like to. So if anybody has any info on the poker run, I think Sinister and Toby, you've both been following that pretty much.
Sonny, I think it's Sonny. One of the Badgers is in the side chat.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe they have a website. Isn't it worldrecordpokerrun.com?
Yeah.
That's the one. And it's also got a Facebook event page too. So yeah. I mean, they've got the route lockdown, the start points there, the second points there. They announced we're just nailing down the 4th and 5th stops pretty much. But lots of great development stuff going on. Just you can go on that worldrecordpokerrun.com site and go on there and enter your email address, and then you will get updates to the latest information on it. So
March 1st registration.
Yep.
Okay.
March 1st registration. That's right.
Okay.
And it's not one of those things you can register at the day of. The March registration is from March 1st, I think, to June 30th or something like that. And then it cuts off. So
It's May 30th.
May
Yeah.
30th.
May
Yeah, I
30th.
couldn't remember which one it was, but yeah,
It's a 3-month window.
Yeah.
Do they have
Find
any
a
like
bank to rob? I'll be going.
Yeah. Do they have any hotels or anything going on with that? Like any sponsored hotels or group discounts or anything?
one of the crew members is one of the team is coordinating with hotels at different stops, each of the stops, to try to get discounts of some kind, and that that's still waiting to get more definitive before they announce that kind of stuff. But that's something that's being worked and looked at.
All right. Yeah. Said they're going to announce everything soon or a little bit more soon. But
Yeah.
31st. I'm sorry. I forgot there was 31 days in May. So it's the 31st.
Yeah. That's like the end of this month. I'm not going to drink the 30th, the 31st. I'll take a couple days off from drinking on those days.
That's right.
Hey, if I may, gentlemen, real quick,
Okay.
just want to give a shout out to my friend Jay, who's on here. He's been a huge supporter. He's laid up in the hospital right now. He just recently had surgery. Just want to send, positive vibes and all that good stuff to him. Heal up soon, brother. Spring's coming, and let's get some riding in. Thank you.
Yeah, get
bring
well
them.
soon.
We'll have to start talking about when we're going to meet up at Zero in this hopefully warm weather soon. I doubt it. But with VAM 21, that's June.
Yeah.
He was Mr. G had a video the other day about it. I don't think he really mentioned anything too much new. He said he was going to go to the dealership again and try to do another video. But other than that, I don't know anything else about it right now.
I know
Blue Bike and Doyle is the one that's coming up with the games. So if
God, we're on trouble.
So there you go. There's that part. Yeah.
Barbie Beach games and welding games. Oh my God!
Right.
Welding. Gonna burn something down.
He'll probably roll in there with a welder
The
on
other
the
day,
bike.
burned the shirt off of him.
Now, Mr. G sent me his original design for that VAM 21. I don't know if y'all saw that one in the group there. He sent me the original piece of that, and I sent that to Matt Knowlton from the Burnt Up Wood Burning.
Yep.
He's going to do some kind of – he's using that, and he's going to do some kind of a plaque for raffling. So,
Yeah. Everybody bring your saddlebags.
And I think there's two longest prizes that'll be given away. One's furthest from, and one's the furthest road. So,
Okay.
I know they're planning that, and then, like I said, the games. The games. So
It should be fun. I know Thursday night is when everything officially kind of starts for it. I know he's planning on doing rides Friday and Saturday, but I know we're supposed to meet up at Sonic, I think Thursday night. I believe that's June 10th.
That part you got to remember that Blue Bike and Doyle, when he takes off work, they're happy and they're ready to shove him out the door. And Mr. G doesn't do nothing but sit around the house and talk. So they keep moving it up. Thursday, next it'll be Wednesday. It's going to be a 2-week event if they can get away with it. So, it's kind of.
I can tell you now, I'm taking Friday off, and that's it. So I'm leaving either Thursday night or I think the plan is to leave Friday morning and get there Friday afternoon. That's what I was talking to Father Bobber or somebody else.
Yeah.
A couple other people in the local area here in Kentucky that may be going that way too. Try to link up with all of them ride together. But Friday through Sunday is what my plan is. I got between that our family's vacation to Walt Disney World and that World Record Poker run. I got to save vacation time for that stuff. I'm not throttle fiend having lots of vacation time saved up.
Right.
That's my job. They pay me whether I show up or not. So,
Yeah.
I know my plan is to be there on the 10th. I think I've got like a 600-mile ride, 500 something. Who knows? Depends on which way I go, who I pick up along the way. So I don't know. There's two different options. I can either go through Cleveland or I can go through Pittsburgh. So.
Yeah, either way sucks.
Yeah. Cleveland's not as bad. Cleveland's not too bad. I can kind of get around Cleveland a little bit, as long as I don't have to go through Columbus and Cincinnati. I drove through. That's another one of those cities. I hate going through Columbus. I've got stuck on that highway a few times. Unless Mr. Nash is going to block the roads for us.
My neighborhood.
Yeah. I do like Iron Pony, though. That was one of my favorite dealerships to stop at when I did go through there one time.
The problem is Iron Pony
nice.
is the north side, and I'm down the south side. So.
Yeah, I got stuck in Columbus. A couple years ago, I did a video. I was going to pick up something for my Fairlane. It was like 700 or 800 miles round trip, and I did it all in one day, and I got stuck in Columbus twice because I had to go through there. So
I try and stay out of Columbus, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who was it? The Beard? I think it was. I can't find it now. Ask what the dates were on VAM. Hey, Whit Mesa just came in there. On VAM 21, June 11th to 13th, unless I'm mistaken.
I think it's if we start on Thursday, it's the 10th.
I'll be there Thursday.
Just pay attention. It's going to be the 5th to the 13th. It's going to start tomorrow if they can get their way out. You know?
I'll be there on Thursday, but I think I'm leaving Saturday evening.
Yeah, I think Doyle said it's March 1st through July 20th or something like that.
Right.
So at some point, you got to start taking up residency and change addresses. You know.
Yeah.
PCS.
Bring your change of address cards. But my child's getting in trouble on the chat, so. If we're not here next month, we're all got reported.
Right.
Oh, there's going to be disciplinary actions.
The color of the day for the live stream is diarrhea, right? Diarrhea
brown.
Diarrhea brown. I had that over that color when I was in high school.
Speaking of which, CDL, if she asks you, because I said to ask you, my favorite color is the Technicolor Yawn.
Yeah. Never heard of that one.
I thought you were going to say if she asks you, I was here between the hours of 1 and 3.
Right?
No.
I never shut my camera off.
I'm rolling all the time.
That's why I said the whole diarrhea brown thing. She said that. I'm like, yeah, it's that's my favorite flavor of the every flavor bean in Harry Potter. It's the diarrhea brown. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I raised that. I can't say I was a good influence, but I was the cool parent.
Spawn of
You were
CDL.
Yeah, we're a family-oriented channel here.
Starting now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm about to say. It's about the same as a shade tree surgeon live stream.
Yeah. Hey, at least we weren't drinking alcohol. We weren't pushing any drugs or alcohol on people.
Yeah, this is coffee.
Yeah. I'm not sponsored by Dunkin' Donuts, but hint.
Old Spice. That's you.
Old Spice.
Old Spice.
Still waiting on that check. It's been 3 videos now.
Right?
4 live streams and no check yet. I don't know.
I want to throw in a plug real quick if I can.
Okay.
That's what she said.
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh.
And this is not influenced on alcohol, right?
Plug away.
We just lost our sponsorship to Old Spice.
Right? We're done. We're done. This duck has been through 4 countries. I believe 7 moto vloggers. This was a project me and Superman Kev picked up. His butt's disappearing. What's up with that? But no, we sent us around to several different motovloggers. That will be coming out here soon. We all did our part and sent it on to the next motovlogger. I mean, as you can see, he's got, I don't know if you see, he's got a mustache there. He's got a tattoo of the Broncos there. He's been around, so that'll be coming out soon. Watch for that. You have to go through each channel to follow the story, but we had a lot of fun with that. So,
All right, everybody. Any more shenanigans? Or we all end up in YouTube,
Any more
Facebook,
plugs?
Instagram,
Any more plugs
whatever.
before we
Jill.
On the chat window, that's where it is.
He said he
Social
wrote
media
plugs.
prison.
No Portuguese snowblower.
That's something to put on motorcycle.
No.
that's fine, dirty bikers. I know what that is.
Hey, back to one of your previous questions.
Yeah.
For the,
Things you never thought you'd do on a bike.
Plug away.
You done it
Oh
yet?
my god.
Uh-oh.
Put away the snowblower.
What?
Put away the snowblower.
Okay, it's in here now. G-rated, not adult rated.
The's no adults in this live stream either.
Hey,
Not at all.
tell me if you're done yet.
A bunch of old kids.
Oh,
I'm glad I never grew up.
Yeah, now what's the weirdest thing you've had on your bike?
Portuguese snowblower.
I'm gonna think about that sometime this summer when I'm riding and probably run off the road laughing. So
You know, it's funny you say that because my dad used to have a on his bike passenger seat. He used to have a switch operated vibrator underneath the passenger seat. It's always funny watching him tell stories to passengers and watch them jump off the bike suddenly.
oh mercy.
Oh,
Now I gotta go to
Lord.
the garage.
Talk about something weird on your bike.
Yeah, I gotta go to the garage.
The words that have gone through a Cinemike, huh?
Yeah.
Two final plugs, CDL, if you don't mind. One is don't forget tonight the fireside chat with the boys.
Yeah.
I think Bronco Ride is the one. Colin, I think Bronco Ride is the one that's hosting it tonight. And then second one is if nobody's tracking it, just for everybody in the crew, is Sunday mornings at 10 is when Superman Kev and they host their Canadian guys thing on YouTube as well. So just give them a plug and a shout out.
Okay.
It's a drinking game. Every time they say "hey," you take a shot.
Hey,
I guess we're weird, so well, that's it, I guess. Before we come up with any more shenanigans.
I didn't see that first before you said it.
Any more I'm at a loss for words at this point.
Right.
There's plenty of things I could say, but I still want to have a channel. That's all.
Right.
yeah, we might want to do this again. You never know.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We got a couple more months. I'd like to at least keep this going till summertime.
We'll have to do one we'll have to do one when we're all in Virginia. We'll have to do one then.
Oh yeah,
That would be-
live.
that'd be
At least
nice.
one live. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be
That
pretty
could be
cool.
our season. It could be our season finale.
There you go.
So everybody's
One
got their
camera,
lodging
six guys.
reservations at the McStashes.
I'm sorry. What's that?
So does everybody have their lodging reservations at the McStashes?
I'm in jail. I don't know what you guys are talking. I'm in jail with Doyle. So
Yeah.
So what kind of motorcycle games are you two going to be playing?
but
This is getting
Old
raw.
Spice, where are you?
yeah, where's Old Spice when we need him?
Oh Lord, I ain't getting near the jail.
Yeah, you probably don't want to.
Don't want to go there.
Because not only is it me and Doyle, but PSP, Tommy G, and One Bad Mother Runner is going to be there. So it's
No, house full of chaos.
yeah.
Yeah, I was going to try and book there, and they told me you might not want to come here this weekend.
Yeah.
We got some shady characters staying here in the jail. So
Yeah,
I did try to book there, but it was already filled up.
yeah, that's what I was going to try and book there, and they said, "Well, we're already filled up." And then like 2 weeks later, they said, "Well, we got an opening now." I'm like, I already booked a hotel somewhere else, so it would end up being cheaper anyway. So I know a lot of other people are staying at the hotel I'm at. So
We ended up getting a hotel. I think we ended up getting. I got reservations for us at the Super 8, whatever it is, and Chase. Well, not Chaswell, but like 12 miles away. So
yeah,
And I got reservations at Fincastle.
Yeah, I think I'm at.
yeah, that's where I am. I know I'm at Fincastle. You said you're at Fincastle.
Yep.
Black Phoenix Entertainment's coming. He's probably going to be one that comes from the farthest away. He'll be in the running for that. He's coming from Massachusetts, I think.
Wow.
Wow.
So he's coming. Unless somebody's coming from California, we don't know about. Texas
so what I'm
might
hearing
be.
here is that we could all like have backup room reservations for the next night. What is that? Friday morning or Saturday morning when everybody gets kicked out of the jail?
Yeah.
Put in real crap. How do you think about that? I think we're just going to go down to Mr. G's house and camp in the yard or something.
Yeah.
He's got
I
plenty of
think
land.
I think B, the writer PA, he's actually going camping. I know a lot of people talked about staying at that campground. There's one right outside of Tazewell, I think.
Yeah, there is.
There is.
Oh.
And
7 miles away.
we had the other one, the big bridge, the gorge. That's not far, really. Me and the wife stayed at a campground. They had the little houses. That was probably 15, 20-minute drive from his house to most. So.
Do they have a website?
What's that?
Do those campgrounds have websites?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll get with you after this because I want to try and share those links on that event page.
Okay. I think we should all end it now. We're at almost an hour and a half. This will be our longest one.
Yeah.
I guess we'll try to shoot for another one in March sometime. This one was actually a couple weeks later than what we've been usually doing, so it just worked out better. So
sounds like a plan.
Work on the next questions and shenanigans and whatever else information we can get on the world record poker run and VAM 21 and
colors, flavors, and holes.
Whatever else is going on. I know I got a road trip planned in August now. It's actually for my stepdaughter's got cheerleading nationals in Nashville.
Oh yeah.
My wife's planning on driving down. I may ride the bike down just so I can have another road trip for the summer. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Ride the Natchez Trace Parkway while you're in Nashville.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
They actually don't know when the competition is. I guess they're doing it over several days, so they don't know when they're going to compete. But I know my wife and her are planning on going down on a Thursday. So I told her I may just leave Friday on the bike and ride down, and if I can meet up with people or something. Have to work it out still. So
cool.
But that's my summer plan so far.
Cool.
All right, everybody, let's cancel this now. End it now before we do get canceled. Right? Anymore.
We're real close.
Yeah.
All right, and just remember, diarrhea brown cannot be the same color next time.
Oh,
yeah, we got to come up with a new color. No diarrhea brown. But I guess I'll say bye from my channel. Subscribe to everybody here. Don't listen to what my daughter's saying in the chats. Old Spice.
Apple not far from the tree.
Yeah.
Dark out.
But, all right. Bye for now.
Bye for
Have a good
now.
one.
See ya.
Laters.